All right, guys. Thank you for joining me today, as per usual. I appreciate it as always. So, guys, tonight we're going to talk about something different. I'm not going to get, ah, it might get a little religious, but I'm not going to get carried away per se. Um, but I do want to talk about a problem that we are seeing around the world. I thought it was just sort of an American thing, but apparently this Christian problem is a world problem. Now, I'm going to talk about it from the aspect of not being a problem to be a Christian, but apparently being a Christian is a problem. And we're going to get to that in a little bit. So, Patrice, thank you for the 5 by 5 Water Tiger, yes, round two. Dan Phillips, Get Grimes, Joe, Sarita, thank you for the 5 by 5 Flown Grown, WTC, thank you for the 5 by 5 Henry, thank you for the 69 by 69 Kathleen, thank you for the 24 by 7 24/7. That's cute. Um, Laura, Amanda, Melissa, Wolf Mule, Dobie, Kevin, thank you for the 5 by 5 man. That thumbs up is not the clot shot. Hit the ring. All right. Mike, thank you for the 5 by 5 Spotted Fawn, thank you for the 5 by 5 well, yeah, so I I don't want to get religious because we're here to talk about politics, but I'm noticing a bunch of things. All right, 5 by Booster, thank you for that. Live free or die. Bat and Poppy, thank you for the 5 by 5 Elizabeth, Pose Prize, thank you for the 5 by 5 Janine, thank you for the 100 by 100 And Bush Pig, thank you for the fifth power by 5. Okay, and thank you for the spam by spam. Smolden, thank you. So yeah, guys. Apparently, there's a gigantic issue with Christianity, and I'm going to start with India. Right. So I didn't get to write my notes out, so forgive me. Forgive me for looking it up now, but I was on the go all day today, man, and yeah, it's just a busy fucking day. So anyway, guys, apparently, and I didn't notice till the other day. I sort of walked into this or saw this video by accident, but it was a video on YouTube I watched, and they were talking about Christians um, pretty much getting their asses handed to them in other countries. And India was a country that right now they're having such a problem that it looks like, guys, civil war is going to break out in India over the problems they're having in India. I thought it was. I didn't. I wouldn't have thought. Now, a lot of the country, guys, is Hindu, and I thought Hindus were peaceful, but apparently not. They are going after Christians in India by way of, guys, raping. At least one woman was raped. 400 churches were burned, and that's including mosques. So it's not just Christians. Muslims are also in India. They're getting harassed or beat up, or however you want to look at it. I never saw anything like this, and not in India. Like, you think of Indian people, you think of 7-Eleven, peaceful dudes, doing a little head shake thing, doing their Bollywood dances when they fucking, when they have a baby. And then I see this video and I see footage of them going after one another in India, and all because Christianity. So the one lady that, again, it was just one lady that was reported to be raped. Somebody said there were many, but at least I saw one footage of a lady that they were marching down the street naked, and apparently they gang raped her before they marched her down the street. I don't know if they killed her or not, but nonetheless, guys, this is a problem. So now you're looking at India, and again, 400 churches, 400 plus churches were burned down. That's including mosques as well. Muslims are also getting harassed. Christians are getting beat up left and right. Yes, Apu, right? Apu's probably like just disgusted what's going on over there, and it's bad. Now, again, this is an article I'm going to sort of read. I'm going to read off not the entire thing, I'm going to read some of it. But the title reads, Violence Against Indian Christians is Becoming a Problem for American Politicians. So, of course, guys, we have people from India that live here, and they are protesting, not, I guess you can call it protesting, in front of the White House with signs, that say tribal solidarity against ethnic cleansing. So they have an ethnic cleansing going on in India as we speak. I didn't think in a million years I would see anything like it. Again, it's India, man. They praise fucking elephants and do voodoo dances and shit. Okay, maybe they don't do voodoo dances, but you get my point. And I don't know what sparked this ethnic cleansing. So obviously I'm going to do more research on it. But again, I've never in my life seen anything like this. It's India, man. Like I don't know where else to go with that. So my issue with it now, guys, is that Christians are being targeted in India, and they're trying to ask why. So India is witnessing a sharp rise in attack on Christian gatherings, churches, educational institute, Catholic schools, especially in a state governed by the ruling Hindu nationalists. I'm not even going to pronounce that name. I'm going to try. Bharatiya Janata Party, the BJP. Let's just keep it that simple. Attacks on Christians make up 2% of India's more than 1.3 billion people. Now, yes, 1.3 billion people, the Christians that are being attacked is at 2%. But nonetheless, it's a growing trend. And they are trying to push people out of Christianity or beat Christianity out of people and have them submit to Hinduism, which, whatever. So 13 billion people are part of a broad shift in which minorities have been made further unsafe. In fact, I saw a video of Indian women, Christians, crying because the military was going to leave their town. They had to go somewhere else. And they're crying and begging for them to stay because if they don't, they can't defend themselves. Now, obviously, there's no guns there. At least these guys that I've seen didn't have guns. The men, Christian men, are outnumbered, again, something like 1,000,001 or whatever it is. And the Christian community or the Christian religion or faith in India is going to come to a screeching halt if nothing's done. Now, the president of India, who's Hindu, who was just voted in, if I'm not mistaken, recently, is not doing anything about it. He is sort of sitting idly by and watching or waiting to see what unfolds. So, Agra, the city of Taj Mahal, members of a right-wing, I never thought you would see those two in the same sentence, right-wing Hindu group burned effigies of Santa Clauses outside missionary-led schools and accused Christian missionaries of using Christmas celebrations to bait people. That's one of the reasons why they're attacking. Protesters entered a Presbyterian church on Christmas night in Assam and disrupted proceedings, demanding that all Hindus leave the building. On Christmas Eve, a celebration at a school in Haryana, Punjabi town was disrupted by members of a right-wing Hindu vigilante group who stormed into schools shouting pro-Hindu slogans. Now, again, they have upped the ante and they have, again, wind up raping women. Now, this article is back in December. The rape also happened back last year, if I'm not mistaken. It wasn't early this year. But they're seeing more violence against them or towards them now, and Muslims as well. Muslims are also having a problem. Now, why am I leading the way with this conversation where Christians have a problem or crisis? Is because it's all over the world, guys. Christians in every part of the world now are being attacked. Now, here in the United States, where you would have never thought in a million years you would see them being attacked, they're being attacked here. If you're a white Christian, you're automatically dubbed a racist. If you're Christian, you automatically believe in abortion. Now, there are Christians who do believe in abortion, and then there are Christians who don't. But if you happen to be white Christian, you believe in abortion. If you happen to be a white Christian, you automatically voted for Trump. I've known white Christians who voted for Obama. There's an attack on Christianity, and I fear that it's coming from inside the Vatican. Now, someone said Muslims are going to crucify and kill all Christians. Muslims are not even worried about Christians right now. I mean, we're like the least of their problems. They have bigger fish to fry. And again, in their country, they're getting harassed, if you will, or beat up. In China, they're being kicked out, crucified, in some cases killed. So Muslims have their own issues as well. Christians and Muslims are on the same plate right now. They shouldn't be fighting. They should be, Wonder Twin activate and start whipping ass, but that's a different story. So anyway, guys, I think from inside the Vatican, something evil is brewing. And a lot of people are going to sit here and go, what the fuck are you talking about? The Pope is a saint. This Pope, guys, is not a saint. There's something very, very wrong with him. I looked at him and I could see it all over his fucking face. His aura, whatever you want to call it. Something is not right about this Pope. Something is bad. And I fear, guys, that if there is a God, and not that if there is a God, there is a God, but if he comes back and judgment is set upon us, we're fucked. Because the highest order of God, if you will, which is the Vatican, is now being infiltrated by evil. And again, I don't want this to get super religious, but there's an apparent attack on Christians. It's an apparent attack. And I'm not Christian. I guess I was raised Catholic. I went through my phases. I was raised Catholic. I was an atheist for a little while. I studied Islam. Not that I was practicing Islam, but I studied Islam. And then I became agnostic. And now I believe in God. Right? Now, agnostic, I was riding the fence because, when my son was born, I was trying to make logic out of it, right? That something so tiny that we can't see with the bare eye, right? The naked eye. We can't see with the naked eye. You can't see sperm with the naked eye. You can't see an egg with the naked eye. And yet, something so small, tiny, minute, turned into my son, my first son, when he was born. And I'm like, holy shit. There's got to be a God. There's got to be. How does something this small then develop character and becomes a pain in the ass when he gets older? That's just not science. That doesn't make sense. We can't resolve everything to science. It just doesn't work that way. And so after looking at him and realizing that, and looking at my kids and realizing, I'm like, there's a God, right? So riding the fence is like, but what if there isn't a God? This is the agnostic side of me. What if there isn't a God? What if this is all a joke? What if aliens created us? So now I'm entertaining that. That's why I was agnostic. So I was agnostic for many years until recently when I'm like, there's got to be a God. There has to be. There's too many things that happen where people's lives are saved. And I'm like, no, they should have died. But they didn't because God, right? So again, you go through these things growing up and then you get older and you're like, am I going to hell? For all the things I've done. And, you go through all of that. And then you wind up, you go, listen, I'm just going to, live my life, believe in God, and see where it goes from there. And that's it. But back to the evil. So let's play a game, if you will. We're going to talk about exorcism for a little bit. I'm pretty sure I'm going to shoot myself in the foot with this one, but I'm not going to talk about the proceedings and what's done and what needs to be done. But what I started noticing, guys, is that in movies and even in the world, in the real world, the Vatican wants nothing to do or wants very little to do with exorcism. And some people will say that they're shutting down that chapter, that office, that position, if you will, about exorcism. And when you look at it, and you look at all the evil out there, and then you're wondering why in the fuck is the Vatican shutting down or not believing or giving you a way to go with exorcism and demons and evil. And I'm like, but what the fuck? We're watching people firsthand do some evil shit. And no, guys, evil doesn't have to be like in the movies. It's not a fucking little girl drooling and cursing out God. It's not some girl's head spinning around or some dude face contorting and his body's contorting and he's screaming out all these different names. That's not what evil is. It's not just evil, rather. Sorry. There's a lot more evil that looks like us, you and I, walking down the street as we speak, contemplating in his head how he's going to rape the next child, kill the next woman, or murder the next guy. That's what evil is. It's amongst us. Now, the Vatican is looking to end, if they haven't already, is looking to end exorcism or that chapter in exorcism, which is making me believe, well, if they're getting rid of exorcism, they don't believe in evil. And if they're trying to make us believe that it doesn't exist, then aren't they the catalyst and the reason, or the reason why the Vatican is turning into what it's turning into? Are they not hiding evil, is what I'm saying. And it's a complex conversation. It's well more complex than I can put it. And they're making evil good, is what I'm trying to say. Is that they're trying to make evil acceptable. We're looking at things, guys, that in a million years we would have never thought was okay. The pedophilia movement, that is a real movement. They're pushing it to be okay. It's all right for you to love a child as long as it's consensual. A 10-year-old doesn't know what consent is, and they are pushing that. We're watching people's lifestyle that are absolutely harmful to the environment, themselves, and society, and we're passing it off as okay, as long as they keep it in the bedroom, as long as they keep it over there. But then it becomes your problem when you don't want to acknowledge it. And then they tell you you're homophobic. They tell you you're pedophobic. I don't know if that's a thing, but I'm making that up. We're watching Christianity, guys, be taken apart. They're going after Muslims next, because the people in Dearborn, which I'm not happy with those Muslims there, but in Dearborn, they're going after them now. We're watching evil like bloom, and the Vatican is turning its fucking face away. The Pope is not even acknowledging half the shit that's going on. In fact, the Pope was standing there telling people, take the arm ticket because God told me to tell you to take it. That's when I knew he was an official liar. I already knew he was a liar, but official liar when he stated that that's what God told him. God told him to tell us to take the arm ticket. We know that's a lie. You know? Monsignor Pope, you are a liar. Pedophobic, fear of feet. All right, so again, like I said, I made that up. I'm sorry. It's pedophobic, fear of feet. Sorry about that. Pedophobic? I don't know. Whatever. I'm not even gonna try. My bad. But yeah, and that's the thing, guys. It's all part of the plan, and there's a bigger plan than WEF and the BlackRock and the Rothschild Group. It's way deeper than that, and I'm starting to see it now. And there are things that are starting to make sense now that I'm older. There are things that are being told to me, and now I'm understanding why. And I watched that movie, The Pope's Exorcism, The Pope's Exorcism. That's a good movie, but in the beginning of the movie, you can see how the church frowns upon exorcism, though they have priests that can do it. And so I'm watching this movie, and it dawned on me, they don't, right? Monique, I agree with that to a point. I also agree with that curiosity, human curiosity, was put in us for a reason and was let loose because we created our own problems in many ways. The human race, that is. But yeah, it's actually the fear of babies. Is it? Pedophilia is the fear of babies? All right. William Zimmerman. William Zimmerman is like losing his mind over here. He's trying to, I guess he's trying to get a rise out of people, but don't pay him any mind. Because you know how you kill evil? You don't pay it any mind. And then William Zimmerman is going to lay in a corner and cry whatever the fuck he's going to do. Who knows? Curiosity killed the cat. Listen, curiosity killed the human race. Because we already marked ourselves with death and we don't even know it. We have AI, right? War and robots are next. I'm pretty sure that's going to fucking happen. We have these arm tickets that they're creating. Pretty sure that's going to kill off a lot of people. Black goo, that's nanotechnology that goes out of hand. Rothschild family. Rothschild family, that's what I meant. I said rock work, whatever. Black goo or gray goo, however, there's two terms. It's black and gray goo, which is nanotechnology that spirals out of control and gobbles the world. And then there's the collider. There's creating a black hole. They want to create a black hole so that, for whatever study purposes. So you could rip a fucking hole in the time-space continuum and we're fucking looking at ourselves from a different time dimension. That's gonna fucking... So like I said, we're definitely going to kill ourselves one way or the other. If Christ comes back and saves us, fine. If the devil rears his ugly head, okay. One way or the other, guys, it's ending for us. It's just we're headed down that road. If we're saved, awesome. If we're not, we're definitely going to fucking open up a portal somewhere and have fucking 100-foot Native Americans exact revenge on us for what we did to their people. You know? Someone said, Jason, so you've been religious 4 or 5 times. The what you call it thing, the Muslim thing, the Islam thing, not so much. I was studying about it. I had my listen. I still have my reservations, guys. I'm not sitting here like, I believe in God, but I still have my reservations about faith and belief because we watch people argue about religion. We're watching it now in India. We watch ethnic cleansings in European countries. I forgot where it was. Serbia, right? We watch these people battle over religions, battle over last names in Africa, tribal names in Africa. Sorry. We watch these differences and then people say that they're right. My God is the only God. You better submit to my God or I'm going to kill you. How many fucking times does that happen on this planet? Right? If there is a God and there's one God, then there should be no fighting. But that is not how the human race is built. We're not built that way. We're built to fucking, attack each other for no fucking reason and all go and end up in the same fucking spot. Heaven or hell, if there is a hell. Some people say there isn't. Some people say this is hell, South Florida DLC. No, I haven't. I don't want to take my hat off, though. I should. But it's a trademark now. It's the black hat. You see a black guy wearing a black hat, you're like, that's got to be the Angry Prepper, Sheila, don't give William that power. Ignore him. Just like fairies, he'll die if you ignore him. Kathleen, I understand that. I understand that sin. So the reason why we're in the situation that we're in, guys, I've always said this. It starts with the little things, right? It starts with, oh, that's not that bad, Oh, he slept with whose wife? It's not that big of a deal. He didn't kill anybody. Did he steal something? Oh, he did? Oh, well, it's not that bad. He didn't kill anybody, right? It starts with the little things. It starts with comparing it to murder. And then everybody looks at it and goes, they're right. Oh, he punched him in the face? Oh, he didn't kill him. Oh, he sucks dick on the side. But at least he didn't kill anybody, right? So now we're letting sins go because at least we didn't kill anybody, the ultimate sin, right? And then we go, oh, wait, he banged a little kid? Well, he didn't kill anybody. We keep making things okay because we compare it to murder when we should be comparing it to the entire Bible as a whole. The Bible is the guidebook to how to live. And somehow, now, we made everything okay. We made porn okay, And listen, I have my what you call a porn. But, I mean, like, you look at porn and you're like, there's got to be something bad about it, right? But we're like, well, at least they're not killing anybody. All those guys are dealing drugs and killing their community off, but at least they're not killing anybody and they're making that money. I've heard that before. So, right, sin is sin, guys, and we're trying to make it okay. Now, do I think that some sins might have been carried away? Yes, I think that certain sins were just a little over the top, but we all know, guys, when we commit sin, you feel it. You're like, man, I shouldn't be cheating on my wife. I shouldn't be cheating on this test or stealing or having sex with this married woman or, looking at that lady undressed in the apartment above. Like, you feel it when you do bad shit, man. Yes, the Bible shouldn't have to say too many baby mamas. The Bible doesn't say that, so that's a good thing. Thank God, because if not, I'm in hell as we speak. Um, Slippery slicks are better, but